It is 3 in the morning. You are staring at the shadows on your ceiling. The rest of the world is asleep, but your brain is running a high-speed simulation. You are mentally writing tomorrow's to-do list, rehearsing a conversation with your boss that has not even happened yet, trying to predict your teenager's mood, calculating the mortgage. You are trying to micromanage the universe from a mattress. We label this behavior as being responsible. We tell ourselves we are the glue holding the family together, the reliable one at the office. But let us be brutally honest while the room is dark. You are not living your life. You are just administrating it. You are gripping the steering wheel of your life so tightly that your knuckles are turning white. You live in a state of constant preparation for a disaster, terrified that if you drop the ball, if you look away for one single second, everything you love will instantly shatter. It is an exhausting way to exist. It drains the color out of your days. I want you to bring your attention to your physical body right now. Even as you listen to the sound of my voice, notice your hands. You are curling them into fists. You're bracing for an impact that is not there. Open them. Turn your palms facing up. Rest them on your lap or on the bed. Let your fingers curl naturally. Exhale all the stale air trapped in your chest. The sky did not fall, did it? Tonight, we are going to dismantle the heaviest addiction of the modern adult, the toxic illusion of absolute control. We are going to explore why your desperate need to arrange every puzzle piece is actually what is tearing you apart, and why dropping the heavy armor is the only real option you have left. We wear our chronic stress like a twisted badge of honor. We honestly believe that organizing every minute of our day makes us powerful. But let me tell you the ugly truth. Your obsession with control is not a sign of strength. It is a profound trauma response. It is a shield you built a long time ago. Carl Jung mapped this out perfectly. He explained that the ego, the conscious part of your mind, is desperate for order. The ego wants to be the flawless parent, the irreplaceable employee, the person who never makes a mistake. But underneath that shiny surface, the ego is absolutely terrified. Terrified of the unpredictable chaos of the shadow, terrified of illness, of financial ruin, of being abandoned. So how do we fight this terrifying unknown in modern society? We buy expensive planners. We download 10 different productivity apps. We micromanage our spouses. We create detailed spreadsheets for simple family vacations. We try to engineer a perfectly safe life to guarantee that nothing bad will ever happen to us. I need you to look at how well that is actually working for you. You are running on fumes. You are snapping at the people you are trying to protect. Your chest feels tight before you even get out of bed in the morning. You are standing in the middle of a Category 5 hurricane, holding a paper umbrella, screaming at the wind to stop blowing. And the worst part is, you blame yourself when you get wet. Every time you try to force life to match the rigid picture in your head, you fracture your own psyche. You are fighting a brutal war against the natural flow of reality, and reality has a completely undefeated record. I want you to pause, right now. Bring your focus to your jaw. Are your teeth locked together again? Is your tongue pressed hard against the roof of your mouth? Let it drop. Separate your teeth. Feel that slight relief in the back of your neck.
You are trying to carry the weight of a world that does not belong on your shoulders. We have been brainwashed to believe that if we stop rowing, the boat will instantly sink. We are convinced that our anxiety is the only thing keeping tragedy away. But what if everything we were taught about safety is a lie? What if the relentless gripping, the obsessive planning, the endless managing is the exact thing pulling you underwater?
Think about holding a handful of dry sand. If you cup your hands gently, the sand stays safely in your palms. But the moment you get terrified of losing it, the moment you squeeze your fists together, the sand violently pours out through the cracks of your fingers until your hands are cramping and you are left holding nothing but dirt. That is the fatal glitch in your psychological operating system. You have convinced yourself that your anxiety is the engine keeping your life running. You think your worrying is a magical shield protecting your children. You try to script the emotions of your spouse. You micromanage how your coworkers perceive you. You actually believe that if you just suffer enough, you can somehow bribe the universe to spare you from tragedy. But trying to control reality is like trying to flatten out a stormy ocean with a piece of wood. The harder you hit the water, the more chaotic the waves become. You are drowning because you refuse to float. Your ego is screaming at you right now. It tells you that if you stop managing every single detail, if you let the laundry sit in the basket for another day, if you let someone you love make a mistake and face their own consequences, if you step down from being the general manager of the universe, then you are just giving up. You are becoming lazy or irresponsible. We need to kill that toxic myth tonight. There is a massive, profound difference between giving up and letting go. Giving up is the surrender of a broken victim. It is collapsing in defeat. But letting go is the ultimate surrender of a warrior. It takes immense psychological strength to stand in the middle of a mess and consciously decide not to fix it. It's looking at the unpredictable chaos of life and saying, I accept you exactly as you are. I will no longer fight a war against things I cannot change. I want you to bring your attention back to your physical body. Notice your stomach right now. You've been sucking it in, holding your breath high up in your chest like you are bracing for a physical blow. Let your belly soften completely. Push it out. Breathe all the way down. The earth is still rotating without your permission. And the most terrifying yet beautiful realization you will ever have in your adult life is that the world actually survives when you finally take your hands off the steering wheel. I want to tell you about Sarah. She is 42 years old. She ran her family and her career like a 5-star general in a war zone. Every single meal was planned days in advance. Every schedule was perfectly synced on a color-coded digital calendar. She honestly believed that if she stopped moving for even one single afternoon, the roof would literally cave in on the people she loved. But biology has a very brutal way of forcing us to surrender when our minds refuse to do so. Her nervous system finally collapsed under the weight of it all. She was hit with a severe virus and found herself physically unable to leave her mattress for an entire week. As she lay there staring at the ceiling on day one, the panic was absolutely suffocating. She listened to the muffled chaos downstairs in the kitchen. Her husband trying to figure out the stove, her kids arguing over missing laundry. She lay in the dark room, quietly weeping,
entirely convinced that her world was going to burn down just because she was not there to steer the ship. But then day 3 arrived. The house did not catch on fire. Her family ate burnt toast and frozen pizza for dinner. Her children wore mismatched socks to school and missed the bus. The major project at her office got delayed by 48 hours, but nobody died. The company did not file for bankruptcy. As Sarah lay in her bed, listening to her husband and kids actually laughing downstairs over that ruined dinner, she experienced a profound psychological shock. It was a brutal and humbling injury to her ego. She realized the most terrifying and liberating truth of her adult life. They did not need her to micromanage every breath they took. The world kept spinning perfectly fine without her constant and exhausting intervention. It stung her pride deeply. Her ego was bruised because she realized she was not the savior of the universe after all. But as that bitter pill dissolved in her mind, the heavy iron armor finally cracked. For the first time in over a decade, Sarah closed her eyes and actually slept. Now, I want you to feel the weight of that exact realization right now. Bring your awareness to the back of your neck. You are still bracing yourself for a catastrophe. Let your head be heavy against the chair or the pillow. Imagine the profound relief of just letting the toast burn. The tragedy of the modern adult is that we would rather die of sheer exhaustion than admit we are not indispensable. But accepting your own insignificance is the only cure for midlife burnout. So, how do we actually practice this surrender when we are not violently sick in bed? How do we let things drop without completely ruining our lives? We need a very specific and ruthless strategy.
We are not going to talk about mindfulness. We are not going to chant mantras. We are going to do something much more brutal and effective. It is called the 80% rule of imperfection. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, I want you to consciously choose 20% of your responsibilities to fail at. Not big failures, small, strategic failures. Leave the bed unmade. Do not correct your husband when he loads the dishwasher wrong. Send an email with a typo in it, and do not send a follow-up apology. Let your teenager forget their gym clothes and deal with the consequences. Your ego is going to scream. It will feel like you are walking around naked. Your skin will crawl with the urge to fix it, to tidy it, to smooth it over. But here is the critical part. When that panic rises in your throat, do not fight it. Do not distract yourself. Sit with it. Feel the physical discomfort of leaving something unfinished, and then simply observe that the world did not end. This is exposure therapy for your control addiction. You are retraining your brain to understand that imperfection is not fatal. You are teaching your nervous system that safety comes from resilience, not from rigidity. The Stoics had a practice for this. They called it the dichotomy of control. You can control your effort. You cannot control the outcome. So when you feel yourself spiraling, when you are white-knuckling the steering wheel of your life, I want you to use a physical anchor. Drop your shoulders, turn your palms up, and say this out loud to the empty room. I surrender to the chaos. I allow this to be messy. Because the only way to truly hold on to your life is to finally learn how to let it drop. Tonight, we are creating a silent pact, a secret agreement among those of us who are tired of holding up the sky.
I want you to look at your hands one last time. They are not meant to grip the entire world. They are meant to hold the hands of the people you love, to feel the texture of life, not to strangle it. You are not a failure because you cannot fix everything. You are just human, and being human means accepting that you are beautifully, terrifyingly small. Tomorrow morning, the sun will rise whether you worry about it or not. The traffic will be bad whether you rage or breathe. Your children will make mistakes whether you micromanage them or trust them. The only variable you can change is your own suffering. If you are ready to put down the heavy armor, if you are brave enough to let the chips fall where they may, then I invite you to join us. Type the word surrender in the comments below, not as a comment for an algorithm, but as a digital signature on your own declaration of independence. Let it be a signal to yourself that you are done fighting a war that cannot be won. But be warned, even when you stop controlling the external world, your mind will still try to trick you. It will tell you that if you just buy the right car, if you just get that promotion, if you just achieve the next big milestone, then you will finally be happy. It is a seductive lie, and it is called the hedonic treadmill. Why do we always return to a baseline of dissatisfaction no matter how much we achieve? If you want to understand the science behind why you never feel like you have enough, click on the video that is on your screen right now. I will meet you there in the quiet space between your ambition and your peace. Good night.